What we got here is a 1966 Chevy Malibu. Now this is a number matching car. It is a 327 high output 4-barrel engine. This is what you call a field find, people. A field find. Now when I say a field find, that means it wasn't in a barn. It was at somebody's house parked outside. Now you're probably looking at this car and the first comment you're making is, that's a 4-door. That car sucks. It's a 4-door. Well, I want you to pay real close attention to the 4 doors, and I want you to look in between the doors where the windows are, and I'm going to let you answer that question. This is a Malibu edition. It's called a Sport Sedan, is what it's called, a Sport Sedan. And to this date, right now, there's probably only approximately 185 of these in existence. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this car now. I took the tires off because I got to get some rollers for it. This car is claimed to have a positive traction rear end, which I seriously doubt it does. I did turn this axle right here. We got it to turn, and it did turn the drive shaft, but we only saw one axle turn, the other side didn't. That's telling me that this is not a posi traction rear end. You can see that it's got heavy, I wouldn't say heavy surface rust, but it's got surface rust on the frame. There's nothing that's rusted through. It's not a rusted through car on this aspect of it. The floors are solid, and I'm going to pressure wash this here in a few minutes to get a better gander at it. Once again, this is a field find car, and you can see that the floors are pretty solid. There's no rot and rust in them. It's a solid car so far, but there is rust in the car. And this vehicle's got the typical rust action that you would find on a 66 Chevelle, and we're going to start right here. Right here in the corner of the doors, very common for these to rust out. Very common for the fender corners, the front fender corners, to rust and rot out. And then the most common issue of rust on these old Chevelles, 66, 67, is right here on the rear quarter panel section, rusted out. Notice when I got the car to the shop, we're going to crawl up here and look at it, is right here, the Dutch panel is rusted all the way across. Now this is a 4-door. They don't make 4-door Dutch panels. So I have to take a 2-door Dutch panel and section it in to this Dutch panel. And I'm presuming that up here, when we take the window out, there's probably going to be rust along this edge as well. This car does have the original keys. These are factory original keys that we got here. And we'll go ahead and pop the trunk open. We're going to crawl up and look inside it. And once again, typical rustification in a Chevelle or a Malibu is the floor. You're looking at rust over here, but I'm going to tell you the good thing about this is only surface rust. It's not rotted all the way through. And I will show you that later in a more extensive video. And there's only one place that I found that was rusted through, is right here. And what this is where our jack, our floor jack, our tire jack, and our lug wrench would go, just like that. As we look at the deck lid, typical surface rust around the edges of the deck lid itself. This is where it would rust out and rot out due to this right here. It would get this going, and then once this is there and the trunk is closed tight, what happens, it draws moisture and rot, and then of course rots out the edge. This trunk lid is still in good shape. All it needs is sandblasted around the edges to get rid of that surface rust, and it's good to go. As we look down the side of the car, you can see the body is really, really straight. There's no dents in it. Now, I'm looking at this side and saying no dents. This is the original paint. It's never been painted before. We look up onto the hood, and we got a couple dents in the hood that's very fixable and repairable. And the worst part of the whole car's right here, let's go ahead and get that down, is this section right in here where somebody tried to repair that and didn't do too good of a job, but that is still repairable. This is the factory original hood that came with the vehicle. You can see that the bumper has been wrecked right here, and that it is pushed away from the car. And I'm thinking what happened here is they pulled it out or something, and they grabbed onto the bumper and pulled it and bent the brackets. There is another set of brackets, front bumper brackets that go with the car. We got the original factory rocker panel trim on both sides. The driver's side is in the car right here. And as we look into the car, I want everybody to look at this. The car is actually in pretty good shape. The back seat, normal wear and tear. You can see where the sun has deteriorated the top of the seat, and part of the headliner has fallen down. But it is a 100% complete car. For being almost a 60-year-old car, the door panels are in really good shape. The doors themselves, real solid. They close really nice. The doors close perfect. Here's our back door. You can see that. You can see that this fender has had body work done to it or possibly been replaced. And as I'm looking at this fender, I believe this probably has been replaced. And then the same thing on this side, typical rust in the lower fender. We got rust in the lower section of the doors. And as we keep going down, we got to replace the rear panel of the quarter panel itself. One good thing about this car is a Colorado car. But the thing about this car, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, is this is a sport sedan. Get on the internet, do your research, try to find one for sale. You're not going to find one. You won't even come close to finding a car like this. This is a very rare four-door car. My friend Pete is a four-door guy. I think when these things are restored and you got all four windows rolled down, they're beautiful cars. I do believe that this is the high output 327 due to the fact that it's got the factory original 4-barrel intake. The carburetor has been changed out at one time. The previous owner, the guy that I got the car from, swears up and down that this car will start and run. This is a 2-speed power glide, and this type of car that you're looking at, the most value that you're going to get out of a vehicle like this is if it's all factory OEM, just like it came from the factory. You take a car like this when it's number matching and you restore this car to the factory specs that it came from out of the factory. Now another thing is the paint color. This is the original color. That would be an option to say I should paint it the same color, or I can paint it whatever color I like. But when you modify a vehicle such as this and you make the changes to it to your liking, you're actually depreciating the car, and I'm going to tell you why. Just because you like the car and you think it looks good like that doesn't mean everybody else in the world is going to like it. A matter of fact, the only person that will probably like it is you, because people that are looking for a car like this are looking for OEM factory original specs. They are not looking for candy apple red or pearl white or possibly SS Chevelle with stripes on the hood. This type of car is a collector car that you would restore back to factory original specs due to the fact of the rarity that this vehicle is. Now you all could sit there and say, my friend Pete's full of shit and that car ain't worth nothing, but I'm going to tell you right now, I want you all to get on the internet. I want you to search for 1966 Chevelle Malibu Sport Sedan. That's what it's called. It's a Sport Sedan Malibu. You're going to find out that you aren't going to find one. This car right here is a once-in-a-lifetime find. is what that is. I will never find another one like this ever again. If you found this car, it would be a one-time find. Now you can find these a dime a dozen. These things are everywhere. The cracks and crevices of every rat hole in the world, these are everywhere. And then when we get to this vehicle, this is getting to be the iffy thing. There's a shitload of these for sale, but they're very expensive, all right? This is not a Volkswagen that you would only spend $2,500 on. But this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime find. Now, this is a once-in-a-lifetime find for my friend Pete because I'm not filthy rich and I don't ever come across something like this. So to me, this might be a once-in-a-lifetime. If I sell this car, I'll never have another one. If I sell that Chevelle, I will never be able to find another one. But if I sell my 3/4 ton, and I'm going to go ahead and show this to you. I want everybody to take a good gander at it. My 74 3/4 ton big block 454 with a 400 turbo transmission. If I sell this, I can probably find another one. I could probably find another one. So if you want to see an exotic and extreme restoration of a very, very rare car, and this is a very rare car, people, stick around for all the videos that'll be made on this car. And hopefully this car is going to run and drive like he says. We don't know. But we're going to take this little project one step at a time, very slowly, and we're going to see where it takes us. And the first thing that I'm going to do, my friend Pete's going to do, is I'm going to pressure wash this whole car with my pressure washer. The car wash pressure washer ain't strong enough, so I'm going to pressure wash that off. I'm going to get it cleaned up, and then we're going to put a battery in this thing and see if it turns over. I'll probably turn it over by hand first before I go cranking it. And then I've already ordered the Dutch panel. I'm going to order the rocker panel sections on the car. We'll go ahead and get those ordered. Once in a lifetime find. This is a rare car. You can look at it and say too many doors and all this other bullshit and, you know, slander the vehicle and, you know, make it sound like it's a piece of shit. But that just goes to show your integrity of how smart you are on the classic car world. Like I said, before you make a bullshit comical comment, what you need to do is your research, and you need to research this and check it out. And I guarantee you my friend Pete is right. My friend Pete, your friend Pete, right here, finding cars that are very rare and trying to prove that to you, the viewer. Take it easy.